Kalen Patterson with Midwest Muscle. I'm here with Dave Yeates, Vice President of the NANBF, and we have a show May 11th coming up, the Natural Illinois. I mean, I've always been a fan of it because it's just, it's an Illinois name, and how many times do you get to have that as a trophy and recognition as far as a natural competitor? And being the Vice President and promoter of that show, how does it feel, all these competitors coming in, and they're coming in better? I know that you've been pushing it, you've been doing a lot of seminars, and it's actually, you get to see the changes and the results of the competitors. How does that feel as a promoter and as a person?
It's good. It's from the natural aspect. I know for a fact we got at least 3 competitors I know of that are repeat competitors.
Mm-hmm.
I know one girl, she started competing with us probably 5-6 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen some pictures of her on Facebook, and she's improved tremendously. So that's exciting. Just to see how people have progressed through the years, and
Mm-hmm.
they keep coming back. Because they appreciate the the show we put on, and the quality and just the camaraderie of everybody.
Mm-hmm. Now, as a personal trainer and watching these transformations and watching, the competitors that were new and, just starting out, and then watching them transform, and next time they have a drive now. It used to be where they come in and they say, well, I competed and I'm happy, but now it's like I have to look a certain way, and I know I have to do better. And those are the seminars that you have been pushing, and the NBF has been putting out there, where they're saying, we don't want you just coming and showing up. We want you to be everything that you imagine, not just what you want, but everything that you imagine, and what promotes a show and makes it better.
Right, and that's what I've seen. I mean, just the last few years, I've had competitors come in that they do it for fun. They just wanna, they've set themselves a goal, or what have you. And it was just, they didn't care where they placed. It was just, it was a victory just getting up on stage, And now, again, 2-3 years later, they're coming back, and now they're hungry for something better. They don't just want a trophy. They want first place.
Yeah, and that's awesome, because the fitness family is very unique, because, like I said, it's competitive on stage. You hear me say it a lot. It's competitive on stage, but community backstage. And I think that's really what the world should be about. I want to do my best, but I know it's my best, not where I want anything happening to the other competitor where I win. I just want to get out there, and if my best is the best for that day, then that's great. But I'm going to do everything to let you look your best when we step out there together.
Exactly.
That's really amazing, and that comes a lot to what you've been putting out there, because I've known you for years, and every time you're always about everybody enjoying, not just where I have a select few that I know are going to win. That's not the issue. The issue is I want everybody to feel like they are welcome, and when you're competing as a competitor in life.
Right. And I've seen it. Everybody's so grateful afterwards, regardless of where they place. I'll get emails, the day after the show, up to 2 weeks after the show, and just thanking me. It's like, even if they finished last place, they're said just the memories, just what it brought to how it improved their state of mind, about competing, and just the what it is to be a bodybuilder, and not just a competitor, but just from a natural, daily, everyday aspect.
Yes.
And that's, to me, that's gratifying.
Yes, and as a vice president of the NABF, and watching it grow, and the amount of competitors, because it's really it's progressing, and that's now it's like almost leaps and bounds, where you have competitors not just, like I said, just showing up, but they're actually bringing family, friends, and as a personal trainer, just taking everything else out, as a personal trainer, watching the people come up and see family and friends fit, and know that they're going to start doing that same aspect. How does that,
Some of them have just incredible life stories. I mean, this is my 20th year of putting on shows. I've heard a lot of stories, but every year you get at least one that has dropped 100 pounds of body fat.
Yes.
Has overcome diabetes, or what kind of health issue, broken bones, and you name it. It's just, again, it's just because they chose to go down the right path, down the natural road, and do it right.
Mm-hmm.
you know, God's gonna let him go for a long time on stage. You know, that's what another thing that's cool about the natural aspect is longevity is key. I know I've got one guy already confirmed. He's 60 plus. I've seen before. He looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I know I've got some older ladies. You know, we've got the men's physique. You know, just really took off last year.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pressing that this year. The women's bikini, figure. Then of course your bodybuilding category, so it's looking good.
Yeah,
good.
And you know, like I said, you've got different things going on, and you got the show. Well, let's just talk about the show. You know, you've got the amateur side, and you're definitely pushing the natural, so it's always going to be drug screening. There's a lot of people that don't understand the concept of natural bodybuilding and the testing part of it, and they kind of get offended. It's like, no, you should be honored that you're actually taking those aspects instead of saying it's a natural show and there's nothing to prove that's natural. Right. You know, the testing is something that you really stress, and the fact that when they step on there, they want to be, you want natural, and you want to know it's a fair shake as far as competing.
Right. It's been like this for years. You know, everybody, it's 100% polygraph tested. Everybody has to pass the polygraph test, and it's a stringent test. You know, there's a lot of questions, and it's you know, he gets down to the point, and there's no gray area around it. All the first place winners, second place winners are urine tested, and then we also have the option of random testing, even if you didn't place high. You know,
and I like that. I really do, because it keeps everybody honest.
And that's, I know that's what you're saying about, you know, somebody might get offended, but they shouldn't be. It's, you know, if you're clean, if you got nothing to hide, then, you know, be glad you got picked, no matter what place you placed in, because you might be good in question, but hey, if you don't have nothing to worry about, then it's no big deal.
That's right. Now, there's a site that they can go to that advance something. It's not that you're just saying we're going to test you. You actually give the platform of where to go and look of the banned substance list. Could you explain on that?
Sure. Just go to our website, and that's www.nanbf.org. It's all based off the IOC, you know, International Olympic Committee, all their banned substance lists, and we follow that to, you know, basically to the T.
Yes, and I'm a witness as well. You know, and like I said, I appreciate it. I wasn't offended at all when he was asking the questions, you know, and he did the test, and he was just basically telling you, you know, if you got something, let me know now. So it's like basically giving you that option. So if you feel like you're doing something that you shouldn't, then you should check that list. And honestly, you know, if you're a natural competitor, you shouldn't have to be looking for a way to get around anything. Like you said, if you're gonna get caught, you're gonna get caught. There's nothing way around it. But like I said, they shouldn't be offended. I kind of got a little wary of that. It's like, why would you even want to consider being offended? You should be like honored, because you're saying I want a fair shake, but I don't want to be questioned. I was like, it's kind of confusing. You know, won't drop names, but we'll just you know, say if you're going to be honest. Don't cut any corners. And as the vice president of the NANBF, you know, you got shows that are coming up even before that. You want to talk about those?
Sure. Well, we just had the Southern States over by Kansas City, Missouri. That's, I haven't heard the results of that yet, but I know it was another huge show. They've always got a 2-day event, so it's no doubt that went well. I know we've got the Mr. and Miss Natural Minnesota coming up. I think that's the same weekend as mine. And then the Natural Iowa, that'll be coming up, I believe, the first week of June. So we've got some local Midwest competitions. That's your bigger Midwest shows for the spring. And then I was putting a plug for my fall show, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
That's my big one. October 19th, Bradley, Illinois, the Great Lakes Supernatural Muscle Classic. That is a pro qualifier, and that's a lot of people use that one as a springboard for the USAs.
Yes.
You know, which is later on in the month. And so that's always a good one if you're looking to get that IFPA Pro card. That's basically the last show at the end of the year before the USA. So looking forward to that one. It's my 20th year of promoting that show, and I'm looking at making it my biggest and best one yet.
Well, you're doing a great job, and I have yet to hear where someone speaks ill of you, because you're just so community oriented, which is great, and I just love the fact that with natural bodybuilding, it can be a community, and it is so supportive, because it translates down to the competitors, to each and every one that's competing, where you see people that are total strangers backstage helping each other out any way they can. And that starts from the top. We don't want to admit it, but it's always, if it's a family, it starts with the dad, and as promoter, you're basically the father figure. And if you can set up that environment where people feel comfortable, it's not, it's a great life set where you're back there and everybody's just so coordinated and together.
Yeah, I think Facebook probably explodes every time that we have a show, because everybody becomes friends after a show.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's true. And then there's like, and as far as the social network, that's big for getting the word out there, and Facebook and Twitter, and you've been very good with that, where you put out the blast and the links and everything else. So if there's a question that you don't know, either go to your site, or like you said, you want to give a plug for that.
Our current website we're using is bodybuildingtickets.com/Great Northern. So that's another NANBF site that we're using, and that gets you directly to our contest site with contest application and ticket information.
Mm-hmm. And another thing I wanted to point out, because I'll be posting a couple of pics of you, is that you don't just speak on natural body, but you make a point to stay in shape. Honestly, when you're looking at you, but you used to compete, I know, and you're still staying in great shape. And I remember Phil saying, Phil Ricardo Rico, he said that being a natural lifter is like a fountain of youth. And you're actually holding it quite well. So you're a living example. And to be a pioneer of this, how do you see it growing, and where do you see it going from here?
Obviously, it's growing because there's still more federations that are coming to fruit, or coming to life, and so I think it's going to continue to grow. Just everybody, I think, is with knowledge, with education, people are realizing the long-term benefits of staying drug-free, natural, and realizing the results you can get now with today's supplementation and all. The science behind it is outstanding. And,
it is.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can take without it being illegal. To get the gains that you desire. So yeah, I see it continuing to grow. I think the NANBF has great leadership, and it's going to continue to grow. I mean, we've gone nationwide, and it's huge, and yeah. So it's happening. It's still happening.
Well, Dave, I really appreciate it. Always a pleasure to speak to you. I mean, I love your way of thinking, and the way you just make life a part of just so great about being a natural competitor. And just living it, not just speaking on it, but you can actually do the seminars, and you can actually ask the people, and they're actually happy to be a part of it, not just where they feel obligated. They're actually wanting to, and that's always speaks well of the person that's asking. So thank you so much. May 11th.
Yep.
Yes, 2015. Yeah. And don't be afraid to communicate with him. He's always got the time, and he'll have the information. If he doesn't have the information, he'll find someone that does. So, natural world, get ready. It's coming, and the name says it all. Natural Illinois, natural, and he will make sure it is that.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Galen Patterson, Dave Yeates, Midwest Muscle. We are out.